All right, we're going to learn about the finding the area of parallelograms and triangles. And there's two terms when we're talking about parallelograms, is the base and the height. And really any side can be the base and the height, but the height has to be parallel or perpendicular to the base. So if I'm talking about the base of a parallelogram, this would be the base. And then a line that is straight up and down and 90 degrees would be the height. So this would be height and this would be base. Same thing with the base of a triangle. The base of the triangle can be any side, but then the height would be the side that is perpendicular to the triangle. When we are talking about areas, we can find the area by adding all parts. So if it's not a perfect polygon, we can add the parts together. So the area of a parallelogram is base times height, which is also the area of a rectangle because it's really just a rectangle that has been inverted to the side, so pulled over to the side. So I could change that to be a rectangle and then be base times height. So same area as a rectangle. So here we want to find the perimeter and the area of this parallelogram. So our base then is this side, which is we know is also 32, and our height we don't know. So we need to find that height, but we know this side is 20. So I can go and find the height by using Pythagorean theorem. So it'd be 12 squared plus my height squared equals 20 squared. Or 144 plus height squared equals 400. So height squared, if I subtract this 144 to both sides, then height squared equals 400 minus 144, or 256. So then to find our height, we're going to take the square root of both sides, and the height equals 16. So we've got two that we're looking for, perimeter and area. So perimeter would be adding up all the sides, so 32 plus 20 plus 32 plus 20. So 104 inches. And then area would be 16 times 32. Which would equal 512 inches squared. So that gives us both the perimeter and the area of that parallelogram. So you can go ahead and try to find the area and perimeter of this parallelogram, and these are both in your notes. We're going to proceed to here. So here we're not given this segment here, so we can't use Pythagorean theorem. We do know this is 9, and we know this is 12. So there's a few ways that we can do this. We can know that this is 45, so that means this length and this length is the same in a 45-degree triangle. Or we can also use our trigonomic function. So we have opposite and we have hypotenuse. Remember from SOHCAHTOA that sine goes with opposite and hypotenuse. So sine 45 equals my height over 9. So if the variable's up high, we'll multiply. So we'll multiply by 9 And you can use, you should be able to see that the height equals 6.36 if you plug that into your calculator. So now my base is 12 and my height is 6.36. So my area would be would be equal to 12 times 6.36. Which you should get 76.32. Well, in this case, we don't know the units, so we're going to go units squared. So again, you can go ahead and try to do this one. And we'd use sine again. It would be sine 45 equals height over 12, and then you'd multiply by 12. Now the area of a triangle you can extend this out, and you can see that it is really a rectangle, but just half of it. So this part here equals this part, and this little triangle equals that part. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So here we have an example where you need to buy boards to make the frame of a triangular box. So that would be the perimeter. And then you need to fill it with sand. So one board is 3 feet long, and one bag of sand fills 9 square feet of sandbox. We want to know how many boards and bags you need. So for boards, we're going to find the perimeter. Perimeter is 16 plus 12 plus 7.5. $25.5. And we're going to divide that by 3 because they are 3 feet in length. Excuse me, that's not 25. It should be 35. So when we divide 35.5 divided by 3, you should get 11.8 boards. So that would be about 12 boards to make the outside of the sandbox. So then the area to fill it up with sand, we need area, would be 1/2. This is our base and this is our height. It could go either way, but it is the two sides that are perpendicular to each other. So 1/2, 12 times 9, so 54 square feet. And if we divide that by 9, because it's 1 bag of because 1 bag of sand fills 9 square feet, you would need 6 bags. All right, and you have another example here that you can look at and work through. So one more thing that we're going to talk about, the height of a triangle is 7 inches more than its base, and the area of the triangle is 6. So we're going to just draw a triangle here. I don't know that it's right. Ours was looking kind of right. Sorry that it's not neat. But we know that the height is 7 inches more than the base. So if the base is x, the height is x plus 7. And we know that when they found the area, they had it to be 60 inches. So again, area is 1/2 the base times the height. So when they did that, 1/2 base was x times the height. they got 60. So if I go multiply by 2, that will get rid of the half. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So you're going to have x times x plus 7 equals 120. Or x squared plus 7x equals 120. So then that gives us x squared plus 7x equals 120. And if I subtract the 120 over, I get x squared plus 7x equal minus 120 equals 0. So if I factor that, I get x. So we want to know what multiplies to be 120 and adds, or negative 120, and adds to be 7. So 15 and 8 multiply to be 120. So if I had x plus 15 and x minus 8 equals 0. So if I put those both equal to 0, then this would give me a negative 15 here, and this would give me a positive 8. So my x equals 8. So if that's my base equals 8, and my height equals 8 plus 7, or 15. And I can check that 8 times 15 divided by 2 is 60. Alright, that is the end of the lesson that we're going to go over on this video. I hope that you guys have a good day, and I can't wait to see you all on Monday, and we'll go over any questions and work through some of this. So you have today and tomorrow to work on this as a class, and then, like I said, we'll talk some more about it on Monday. Have a good weekend.